Okay, so we're looking to see whether 18 through 21 are true or false statements. 18 says the graph shown has the same phase shift whether it's sine or a cosine equation. That would have to be a false statement because sine and cosine are pi over 2 units apart. So since they aren't the same function, we wouldn't be able to produce the same graph using the same phase shift. Phase shift is the h value. Okay, number 19, the graph shown has the same vertical displacement, whether it is sine or cosine. The vertical displacement is the k in the equation. It's the midline on the graph, halfway between the extrema. And we can see in this graph, halfway between the max and the min is here at -1. So it wouldn't matter whether our graph was sine or cosine for the equation, we would produce the same vertical displacement regardless. So that would be true. Okay, number 20, the graph shown has the same amplitude, whether it's a sine or cosine equation. The amplitude is the distance from that midline, the k, up to the maximum y value. So for this graph, that's going to be 1, 2, 3 units. So we have an amplitude of 3. That amplitude is the same whether this is a sine or a cosine graph because they have the same shape. So number 20 is true. And then 21, the graph shown has the same period, whether it's a sine or cosine equation. The period is the length of one cycle in the pattern. So going from a maximum to a maximum, that distance would be the period. From a minimum to a minimum, right? That's the same distance. That's the period of the function. Sine and cosine have the same period. So in our equation, the b value would be the same regardless of whether it was sine or cosine. So number 21 is also true.